Hello, how are you? Good evening. I was on the struggle bus today. I forgot that I was like streaming. I forgot about time and that time was a thing. And so I was kind of scrambling around the house getting ready the last few minutes, but it ended up being fine. Hi, Laura. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I had a busy day. Oh, yay for sister calls. Those are so fun. It's always nice when family calls. That is awesome. I I haven't really thought about what I'm going to work on today, but I have my calendar, I have my journal, uh, I have a planner. I've got some scheduling stuff. Hey, how are you, Mallory? I have I ordered a book launch planner, which is here. Dobby, no, don't do it. Yeah, so I've kind of looked through it a little bit, but I haven't made any concrete decisions about who, why, what, when, or where. I have another book. Well, I have a book idea that I haven't outlined yet, but I think that's what I'm going to do after camp because my goal is to get through at least first draft of 4 books this year is the plan. And I'm at 1.5. So at the end of camp, I will be at 2, and then I have an idea for Nano, and then I also have an idea of something that I would need to work on between then. So I would need to look at. Hi, Dobby. Could we not do that right now? Thank you. I would need to look at like timing and spacing and how everything would really shake out, and if it makes sense for me to still go after that goal, or if I need to adjust my expectations, what exactly that's going to look like. So yeah, that's where I am. What will y'all be working on this evening? I also have my cards here. If anyone has questions, you can definitely put those in the chat. And if you heard thumping and bumping, it is absolutely 100% because my cat is destroying my desk. And he's had cuddles literally all day. Yes, he 100% is the feline of the Lord. But after that one time, he messed me up really bad in his stream, and I couldn't like unmute myself. He's been in a little bit of trouble, and now we're just playing a game of up down. I took the weekend off from writing, and I'm having a hard time getting back motivated. So I'm reading through my author proof for my new book and catching typos. That's productive. That's good. And also, sometimes when I'm having a hard time getting back into writing after taking some time off, it can be that I need more time off. But also, I don't know what your schedule is like, and if it's just more of like a slow start, then we can definitely help with the reading. We can definitely help with. I read it as reading anyway, so maybe I'm not so good at reading. But yeah, if it's about just needing to like buckle down and get into it, we're here for that. But also if it's like, hey, you need a break, you need a minute, then we're here for that too. This little guy is driving me bananas. Yes, you are. You want to say hi to everybody? No? No? Okay. You don't have to say hi. He slept on me like all day, and I've noticed like after he gets lots of cuddles, he gets kind of extra clingy. And I don't understand. I'm like, you would think that like he would get his quota of cuddles and then he'd be less clingy, but no. I'm finishing Servants of the Sun, and waiting for the furniture delivery that is 2 days late. I'm uploading a bunch of timers I made from videos I took while camping. Ooh! So there's so much here. First of all, Servants of the Sun is a great title and sounds very interesting. I'm curious. Furniture deliveries have been, from everything I've heard, like people I know who are getting furniture deliveries as well, have been just the worst. So, may the odds be ever in your favor. Uploading a bunch of timers. I'm excited about the timers. I'm gonna have to come look at those because I love me some new timers. Cats never get their quota of cleaning. I know, but I've had so many cats that like were very aloof and antisocial. And I went, and when I adopted Dobby, I just decided, I'm going to let the cat pick me. And boy, did he ever. Oh, also, I got some shopping. My Amazon deliveries came, and I don't remember what I ordered, but I put them on his chair, and I hope that he's not too upset with me about that. Because, don't want to anger the feline overlord. I think it's more of I need a break. I've pumped out 4 books, and oh my gosh, in 6 months. And even though I just got started on a first draft for a new series, my brain is noping out right now. It sounds like you need to give your brain what it wants. Give it some time, some space, some freedom. Maybe binge watch a TV show. Read a bunch of just absolute trash books. Give the brain what it wants. I support using sprints to give the brain some peace. Refuel. Whatever you need. I'm that friend though. Like if you tell me I've decided that I'm going to take a break, I will encourage you to be the most indolent break taker there is. But if you're like, I have to get stuff done, I'll be like, so you just tell me what you need. Hooray! My 3 nephews and their parents came over today. And they left a bit ago, and I've been enjoying the quiet. Yes, that is fair. 3 nephews sounds like a riot. I would definitely need the quiet too. It is the 3rd book of Servants of the Moon series about apostate Alpha Helos getting ready to take over the wolf world after he destroyed the moon's temple. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I don't think I've read anything in that that genre or vein before. What genre is it? It sounds like it's probably fantasy, but I don't think I've read anything in that realm of fantasy, if that makes sense. That is amazing. Yes, it's absolutely recharge time. We stand some recharge time. I've got 4 packages coming from Amazon: books, bookcases, and a new set of headphones. Yes. First of all of those are like great purchases. They're all like when they get there, you're just gonna be like, oh, that sounds exciting. I'd be so excited. Also, what books did you get? We needs to know. Hi, Jules. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Thanks, guys, because I was feeling bad because I'm not right. No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. No. Honestly, I was supposed to be editing. I've been editing just the slowest, like the absolute slowest, because I just wasn't in the mood. I've been watching TV shows. I've been doing other things. I've been working on some projects around the house. Just whatever whatever refills your tank. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back and you're going to kick out 4 or 5 more books, and you're not even going to have to think twice about it, versus pushing yourself for a couple of months, hardly getting anything done, feeling just as exhausted as you were before, ending up taking off the time anyway, but now it's double the time because you took longer to take it off. Just listen to your body, listen to your mind, take the break, refill, and when you come back, you're going to be like, "Bam, ain't nobody ready for this. I see you." The first 2 Savior series from Jen Lassie. I've fallen in love with her YouTube channel, so I've decided to check out her books. Ooh, that's exciting. I read The Savior's Champion. I have not read The Savior's Sister. Love to hear your thoughts on it. I don't remember if I wrote a review on that one. I don't think I did. I don't review everything that I read. Yes. Oh, love doodling. I have my doodle pad in the living room by the couch because I can't really just do one thing at a time because I have problems. So I'll like watch TV and doodle or play a game on my phone or something. I don't know. I have a hard time. You know? Yes. Doodling is writing adjacent. Binge watching is watching other writing, therefore writing adjacent. Yes. See, that's the other thing. There's problems that you have or plot holes or storylines that haven't fully formed yet. And when you consume other media, even if it's not in your same genre, it can give you amazing ideas. And you may not even realize that as you're spending time in all of these other things, your brain is problem solving for you without you having to intensively like sit down and hold the pen to the paper and be like, "I will solve this." Like it can take some of the struggle out of it and make it more fun, which we love. We love, love, love. Okie doke. Let us get into a sprint here. I've got some timers pulled up. I'm actually using Laura's timers because they're awesome and they have ambient noises. And I like that. I'm going to do the 15-minute one to start off, and then we can go from there. Also, I don't remember where I was when someone mentioned that it's helpful to go like the timer. Because I was like not even thinking about it. I was like, "Ooh, yeah, you're right." I sometimes forget because we use all these wonderful timers. Let's see. What did I do? Okay. Love, love, love. Yes. Take a break. Find something that inspires you, that feels relaxing to do. Sometimes I really like to organize stuff too. That can be fun. Treat yourself, like read some of your books. Yeah. Let us know what you decide to do, how you decide to unwind. I'll hopefully be here Thursday. I can't draw to save my life. Oh. You do not have to be able to draw in order to doodle. And it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to, so everyone in my family can, draw and paint really well. I do abstract stuff. Like, my brother and sister will paint, this is a horse, this is a person, this is a portrait. And I'm like, isn't it lovely? It doesn't come natural for me. But sketching out ideas, just doodling, putting pen to paper and making, it doesn't have to be something, can be really relaxing. So don't feel like being creative, it has to look a certain way. Doodling is out. Jenna's books are the first new books I've gotten in years, so I'm so excited. Oh, that is exciting. It's really like when you don't get new books all the time, it's super exciting to get new books. Honestly, it's just always exciting to get new books. We love new books. My first card is the Page of Wands. Ooh. Ooh. A new beginning, something passionate, but like young energy. It's fresh. Not just a new beginning, but it's like a fresh beginning. That's exciting. Looks at cluttered mess of a desk. We don't need to talk about organizing. No, that's just that's just what works for me sometimes. Like the rest of the time, like y'all can see a very specific amount of my desk, but the rest of it is like up to here with stuff, and then I have stuff over here. So it's all good. Ooh, trees and paisley. That's paisley, right? I don't know why I wanted to say parsley. I was like, trees and parsley. I like it. I like it. Don't listen to me. I'm not right. Yeah. Ooh, I like to crochet. I'm terrible at knitting. I try sometimes, but that's usually when I'm like in for a struggle. Yeah, I have to have my hands busy. So sketching. I don't usually paint because it gets too messy, you know. But I do paint sometimes. Cool, cool. All right, let's get into um, this first sprint here. And we'll do 15. And we're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Sprint 1 complete. How did things go? I posted on social media a little bit, and I'm starting to look at what else I need to post for the week. I need to do something for my yoga class, which will be on Saturday. So I need to post in advance for that. And I actually couldn't sleep last night, so I wrote a couple of posts that I want to share. And so I think maybe I'll edit that, and I don't know, I'll try and get it scheduled. But I don't really want to do too much with that because I have had some issues with Canva that I've been dealing with, trying to like get it so I can actually post directly from Canva, and it's not working. But I'm like, also, if I try to fix it, it'll end up like eating all my time up. So, it'd be like that sometimes. Let's see. Ooh, I used to crochet a long time ago, and I've actually toyed with the idea of getting back into it. I do like crocheting. I don't feel like I finish a lot of projects with that, but for me, that's not necessarily what crocheting is about. And it can be really relaxing for the brain, like something for the hands to do. And you can put on a movie or a TV show or listen to an audiobook, music, radio. Do people still listen to the radio? I don't really listen to the radio. I don't know. What do we like to do? It is the Fire Kitten in this deck. Curiosity setting on a blaze for new projects or skills or discoveries with opportunities for growth with kittenish enthusiasm. I like it. I like it. Got 3 inverted cards for today. 3 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Emperor. None of these are particularly good in the reverse position, are they? I don't really read the reverse, but I can pull those cards in my vice versa tarot deck if you would like. That's the closest I get to reading reversals. I can go in here and just dig them out and see what it says. Ooh. Ooh. This entire stream will just be me making like sound effects. So we started with the 3 of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Let's see. Okay. We are doing it on. No, that's not it. Not it. Page of Swords and the what? The Emperor. I feel like I've already passed the Emperor. It's fine. Not even that big of a deal. I didn't. I'm just making stuff up at this point. It's not it either. It's the 1. It's the Magician. Gotta be in here somewhere. I haven't even looked at all of these cards in a little while. It's kind of nice to do that. Sorry, I'm not sharing. I'm all thumbs today. Oh, 3 of Pentacles. the Page of Swords, and the Emperor. Page of Swords. The Emperor. And did I miss the Page of Swords? Showing I did. It's the Ace of Swords. Maybe I didn't pull all of the cards out of the box. Oh, here it is. Duh, I passed it, like, way at the beginning. Okay. For the reversals. So here's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And, oh, let me pull this down so you can actually see. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this one kind of almost looks like course correction for me, because there's a guy who's got a book coming along. He's like the scholar. And there's the craftsman coming, who's like still working. And the scholar's got the book there and is like, but I got the manual right here and it says something a little bit different than what you're doing. So maybe a little bit of course correction. And then it was the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords in reverse just shows a little bit more of the path. And it's darker. So this is the front in this deck. So it's like, you can see there's like sunny weather behind him, but he's still like on cloud 9. But here it's just a little bit darker, a little bit more uncertain. But it's also still very thinky energy. So there's like not a course correction about something that is related to earth, so tangible possessions, wealth, finances, things of that nature. But also the Emperor in reverse. I think that was the other one. The Emperor. This is the Emperor in reverse. So there's flame, there's the sun, 2 moons, a triangle, a cube. Doesn't that cube look kind of like the one from the Avengers? What's that called? The Tesseract? There's also an elemental symbol under here, which is great because I've got my journal here. What did I mark that symbol as? Is this the wrong journal? Could be the wrong journal. It could be that it was in the other journal. I don't want to tell you what it is wrong, but there's an alchemical symbol underneath it, which is a triangle and like a plus sign on the bottom. So if you want to look that up, if that means something for you, it may be helpful. But there's also the Ankh in hand up here and the globe over here. So there's still like possibility and fertility there, which is like, fertility can be like creative energy. So it's the power to create, not necessarily fertility specifically. But then there's also the sun and the moon. So there's balance, and there's a torch on the ground. So there's this unknown element and the way to light your path. So even though there's course correction and going into a cloudy, uncertain area, this is like new. It's something you can still be excited about. and realize that you still have the ability to create in this situation and find balance, and you can still see your path. Like you still have the way to light your path. That's how I would read that. So not necessarily negative, just a bump in the road. But you also have all the tools that you need. You've also got all the tools that you need. You have a few weeks. Oh, also, if you have any additional questions or want any clarification on that, let me know because I can pull another card. I have a few weeks of very discouraging readings surrounding very discouraging mentality towards my authorship, but I am ahead of my Hold My Coffee 2021 plan. I think it is the negativity of some who have come into my writing circle this spring. They were encouraging of the 10 books in 12 months plan at first, but now that I'm succeeding at it, there have been snarky comments made publicly. I just saw something that relates to this, and I am saddened to realize they only encouraged me to see me fail. That doesn't have anything to do with you. And it also doesn't have anything to do with what you're capable of. It was who posted it? There's a yogi that I follow, and she posted something real specific about this. Low vibrational suckers always envy the one with the crown. It's people who don't feel like they can do the same thing that you did. And but here's the thing, that's your thing. It's not their thing, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't change, that doesn't dim your shine. You know, it doesn't have anything to do with what kind of person you are or what you're capable of. And maybe they can't hang with you. If they have the need to compare themselves to you in that way in order to try to tear you down, to make themselves feel more adequate with what they're doing. But if they were working, if they were busy, if they took the energy they're using to tear you down and they invested it in their own objectives and goals, they wouldn't have time to be hating on you. So maybe the course correction is, and I don't know what the answer is. This is just my perspective, and something that my therapist and I talked about, with being careful who you share your goals with and the things that you're working on, and making sure that they're worthy of even being in that inner circle. Like, that doesn't mean that you don't talk to them or that you don't interact with them, but you realize that these people can't handle your big dreams and your big goals, and that when you set your mind to something, you go do it. So if that's the case, this is what I might say to that person, or not even say to that person, but to say to myself in regards to the situation. Thank you for letting me know who you are, and I'll see you next time. I'm gonna go do my big thing, and you'll hear about it when it's done. That's what it sounds like to me. But I'm sorry that you're experiencing that, because that can be so discouraging. Ooh, new bed is here. Yay. We love it. We love it. Got a few pages read in the proof, found a couple of typos. I really wish I could afford an editor. That is hard. I have a really hard time editing for myself. But also know that you're putting in the work, and it's going to make you better as a writer in the long run. It will. But also, it is nice to have help. It is. I have not worked with Rose City editing, but I hear that they're very affordable. So that maybe, I don't know, that may be something to look at. But I've heard really good things about them. Rose City editing. I'd like to try crochet. At one point, I started learning how to knit and found it wasn't really my jam. Yeah, knitting is so much faster, is my thing. And I'm very much, I don't know how I write books. It's kind of weird to me because when I paint stuff that I can finish in a day. That's why I do acrylic paint, because if I'm like feeling impatient, I can break out my hair dryer and blow dry it so for like 15 minutes till it's like done enough that I can paint another layer on it, because I'm so impatient. How do I write books? I don't get it. But also, I'm much better at crocheting than I am at knitting. Go figure. I listen to the radio in the car, but I have about 700 songs downloaded on my computer because I don't do Spotify, so I have a playlist for everything. I feel that. I don't do Spotify either. I want to skip too much, and I have Apple Music, so I have my songs like downloaded, and I put them in whatever order I want. I don't have to deal with any commercials. And it's not like a radio station. So when I go back and I listen to the songs, they show up in the same order. And if I get tired of the order, I can change it. Because I'm a control freak. I feel that though. Oh, I did find the other day, I found a CD that I'd made. Like I burned a CD. And it was like all like I would pull all the music off the CDs that I did have, and then burn CDs for like what I like. This is the mix that I'm going to listen to, and I have some of those in my car from like way back when. I thought that was funny. My brain connected the three cards this way: a mediocre or petty person reveals a secret. To an overbearing tyrant. What that has to do with today's energy on my stories, I have no idea. Oh, that could be interesting. No worries, that's me all the time. And I'm like, especially before I have a chance to run my spell check, I'll be struggling so bad. Or like I say, stuff that doesn't make sense. It's okay. Take what feels good, and like and lean into the positive, you know? And people who want to dim your shine, nope. And you know what though? There are so many different perspectives to the reading. And if you don't want to look at it from the petty person perspective, the petty person might still be in there, but you just know it's not you. That's the way I take it. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like that sometimes. Should we do another sprint? Maybe a 20-minute this time? I think I am going to work on my calendar, try to get this, wrap up this month. Like, I've got, I do need to also prep some of my videos to post, because I haven't done, so I have, tomorrow's is ready. And I've got Friday and not Friday and Saturday, Friday and the following Wednesday filmed. I just need to upload them, I believe. So I'll need to check on that. So let's do it. Let's see, what timer? Ooh, there's a really pretty one. And this one has ambient noise. And it is a tree timer. I think that's the one I want to use. So we'll do that. This will be a 20-minute sprint. And I don't remember if I remembered to share the sound last time. I will be sharing the sound this time. Share screen, tab, share audio. Okay, we'll be starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
We've just been over here chit chatting, doing some tarot, getting our sprints on,
I was
and
doing dishes.
it sounds delightful. I need to do dishes. I cooked. I never cooked. I cooked. And now. Why does that have to cost dishes? Why am I not
I know.
Cinderella? Oh,
Just have the local animals do all the dishes for you.
right? To be fair, my dog tried to help. She stole some fish skin out of the trash while I was in the shower. So I'm going to have to get a new trash can or find a new place to put it. So that should be
Nice.
fun. Yeah. Parenting is hard.
Yeah.
And how is Roy?
He's so stinking cute. Okay, my mom took him for a walk and she sent me videos.
Hold on, I'm going to
Oh,
make you big so that we can see Roy. How do I do that? Ah, there we go.
okay. I need to turn the brightness down. Yeah, that works. Okay. So she took him for walks with his little legs.
Oh, he's so cute. He's like, what? Oh, he's adorable.
He's like dragging my mother.
Oh, yeah, he's so excited. Oh, that
And then
face.
he's just so cute. And then he gets a leash wedgie
Oh.
at the end. There's a leash wedgie.
He hasn't quite figured out how to walk
he's,
on a leash yet.
he's just so cute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working with my dog on not pulling because she's like 40 pounds.
Mm.
And I'm like, no, we can't
He's
do
10
that.
pounds now.
Oh my gosh. That's how much my cat weighs. My dog came over to say hi. She's like, who are you talking about? Why are you cooing? You only talk to me that way. Only when you're around. So, how did everyone's sprint go? I got a lot done with my calendar, actually. I'm glad I stopped to look at it because the end of the month is sneaking up so fast.
I did a newsletter today.
Ooh,
I sent it out.
exciting. How
Hooray!
do we sign up for your newsletter?
It's on the main page of my website.
Okay, I need to go do that.
So
I know I'm not usually much about newsletters, but it's funny because I used to actually edit a newsletter. Like I would work on the layouts and stuff. Like I can't spell. What do you want
me
me to
neither.
do? But I worked with a retired librarian, so she did all that kind of stuff, and I did all the formatting, the format editing, and all
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. So it was kind of fun. But I was like, ooh. And then when you were talking about everything that you include in your newsletter and that general conversation that we had over on Glory's stream, I was like, oh, I was doing all of that on my Patreon, but
Mm-hmm.
as just like a free, like if you join my Patreon or follow my Patreon, everyone got that.
Mm-hmm.
But also people think of Patreon as being paid. So I wasn't getting a whole lot of participation in that. And I
Yeah.
was like, I think I need to maybe put all of my stuff together in writing somewhere because that was a good way of keeping track of how the month was going, but put it in a user friendly way that's clear to people. Hey, there's no obligation. This is just information.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I liked your ideas and the way that you present that. So
So I was actually remembering wrong. My stuff wasn't ending up as spam. It was ending up in promotions.
Oh.
So it's not as bad as spam.
Mhm.
But yeah, so this time I tried not doing my super pretty Canva stuff.
Mhm.
And so I actually like typed it out in text and had one image with the covers of where I was published and interviewed in the last 2 months, because
Mhm.
I didn't do one last month because I was dismayed. So
It do
tried
be like
again.
that sometimes.
Yeah. So I tried out that way and it still ended up in promotions. So
Oh.
yeah. I don't know.
I guess I don't really know enough about email and stuff, but also I get a lot of emails from like, people be like, oh, we have this free course, we have this free this or that. And then all of a sudden you're getting like 30 emails a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? But like it
No.
only gets 50% of their emails, and I haven't quite figured out what the difference is. So maybe I should go look at some of those and be like, okay, these are the ones that actually came through. These are the ones that ended up in spam and promotions.
Yeah.
It's good to know though. I wouldn't have thought of that. Let's see what these comments say. Delivery is done. Yay for new furniture. Now to take apart the old bed and put together the new one. That
Hopefully it's
sounds
much better.
Yeah, it sounds honestly. I like putting stuff together. Ooh, the comments just jumped. I like putting stuff together, but I don't know if I'm just like one of those odd people. I could be. So hopefully that is fun and not a daunting task. Yes, yay for new furniture. Like your historical fiction video, I've been playing around with Greek history and this werewolf tale. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I like mythology. I don't feel comfortable like dabbling in it myself, but I love stories that relate to. So that would be really interesting.
Who's that
It's
weirdo?
Laura. Not a weirdo, but also where was it? They're like, oh no, that was a little different. That was Alice in Wonderland. Am I mad? Completely.
We're all mad here.
Yay for sister talk and dishes. Progress was made.
Except she read the chapter in Order of the Phoenix where my favorite character died. I was like,
Oh, wait.
again.
Who's your favorite character?
Okay, so it was Sirius Black.
Oh yeah,
And
that was the
then-
worst.
And then it was Fred Weasley. So we know my track record.
Oh no, I definitely, especially so I read the books.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if I watched the movies or read the books first. But I remember in the movie when he died and I watched the movie for the first time, just being like, like even if you know it's coming, that like the like the joy and then like the of him like everyone bursting in and like salvation is there and the fight's going so good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
It gets me every time. Every time.
So, yeah. I have a trend. My favorite characters either are evil, turn evil, or die. It's like,
Okay, have you watched Shadow and Bone?
Samwise Gamgee. So it's like all these except for Samwise Gamgee. He's my saving grace.
Samwise, great character, great friend.
Yes.
He put up with so much. He did that for us.
Yeah.
And he gave us potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
The very best. Oh, wait. So have you seen Shadow and Bone?
No.
Have you read the books?
No.
We'll circle back to this. Madam. Sorry, my dog's just whining in the background. She's a drama queen. Yeah, I will hold my commentary on this because I do have thoughts, but I can't. No spoilers. Aww, cute puppy. I said that, and my dog like stuck her head up, and she has like these big ears that sometimes are floppy, and she was like, like
Roy's ears are so floppy that sometimes it'll be stuck back, and he'll just not even care.
That is so cute. Oh, just an upbeat soundtrack to his little paws.
Make my way downtown.
That'd be so cute. Adorable. We love it. Well, I've made it. Chapter 8, and so far I've only seen 4 major typos. I'm actually really happy. I keep slipping into reader mode, not editor mode, so I have to go back and read sections again. That's tough.
Yeah.
Also though, that's a good thing because if the writing is clean and edited to the point where you can actually slip into reader mode, then you're on the right track, right?
Mm-hmm. Means your story is actually engaging. Hooray!
Yes. I don't know. I'm super nervous. So the stuff what I'll be giving you to read, Laura, is what I've been like rewriting, and I was changing from first person to third person, and I'm also going to be changing it to deep focus.
Mm-hmm.
And
sounds like the Forest app.
Yeah.
Deep focus mode.
I'm of procrastination.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, I've made a lot of progress. I've done a lot of good work on it.
What the heck are they texting me? Just keep going.
I'm nervous about it. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I know that I can only do so much for it on my own. And also it doesn't make sense for me to do like, that's part of like having someone critique your work. Is give them fresh and early so that you don't do all this intensive stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be done.
Like this scene doesn't serve a purpose, remove it after you've already gone through and edited it a bajillion times on the line level.
Right. But then also, since I'm changing the point of view, not the point of view, but the way it is, that point of view is written, because we still have the same main character, but it's just, instead of it being first person, it's third.
Yep.
Now I'm like, ooh, should I change this scene? Should I reorganize the story? I'm like asking all these questions, and I'm like, no. Because I feel like what I'm doing, like I said, I bought the book launch planner. It is here.
Oh, so cute.
And I started, like, I opened it up. I read through like the first part of it to see like what kinds of things I would need to do. And I realized that I am procrastinating by editing more.
And
okay.
Like, so Glory found me articles on agents looking for sci-fi because I'm going back to my sci-fi for camp for July. And I found the editor. I was like, oh! And I wrote the query letter. And I was like, I still have to write the first draft and then edit it and then get beta readers and then edit again. And then I can send it to this dude. But still, I was like, oh, you're perfect.
That's exciting. And maybe that's part of what I need to do, because I bought the book launch planner, not because I'm necessarily going to self-publish, but because I wanted to have a breakdown of the steps that needed to be taken.
Yeah.
And also to kind of push myself forward, because I've been writing for a long time. And at some point in time, like, I've finished 4 books. At some point in time, I've got to do something with one of them. So what is it? what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
I can't stay here forever. I mean, I could, but it's not my goal. It's not my objective. I can't keep moving the goal to publish a book, pushing it out 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Like, no, ma'am.
So this historical one, is this book 1, 2, 3, or 4?
It's a standalone. So it's the first book I wrote. I wrote it 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I rewrote it for April camp. I let it rest, drafted the first half of what I'm going to be finishing in July, and started editing it at the beginning of the month. And
cool.
It's a lot better. Like, I added about 15,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
And I still love the story. I'm not bored of it. I'm not tired of it. I still love the story. It's just, fly, little birdie. Yeah. And I realized that I will do just about anything to not have to push it out of the nest.
I'm the opposite. I am so impatient. It's like, first draft done. I need to read it to somebody. I need feedback. Okay, I edit it again. I need to get this published like as soon as possible. And so it's interesting having it not until next year for my horror collection to come out. Because like I have all this stuff, but now it's time to polish all the pieces. So I have one that I really liked. It was called The Fairy Godmother, or just Fairy Godmother. But it would never get accepted. I applied to 4 or 5 different anthologies and they all said no. A lot of them just said it's not what we're looking for. And so trying to figure out exactly, is it in need of an overhaul? Is it just not right for those publishers? And so I got feedback that very, very valid feedback. My voice does not lend itself to the 6-year-old protagonist, and it's in first person.
Oh.
So Maggie actually had an amazing idea to have the main character instead be like a guardian ghost who died from complications from making wishes with this fairy godmother before. And now they're watching over the next kid that this fairy godmother is haunting.
Ooh.
So, like, that could be really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I was like, but I can't add another character because I'm already at, like, exactly 1,000 words. And I was like, this doesn't have to be a flash. It could be a short story. Like, I'm not beholden to making this one a flash.
Yeah.
This one can grow. And so, yeah, just trying to figure out exactly the backstory for this ghostly character and switch it to third and see how they interact. And so that's one thing I need to do before I call it good, just to see which one I like better.
I like that. I think that'll be really cool. So here's another thing that I was thinking about. I was going through my books that I've read, and I was looking at it based off of genre. And I started sorting some of the books that I had read into additional shelves where I was like, oh, I didn't shelve it as this genre, but now I'm looking at the specific genre list and it's on there. And a lot of the stuff that I would say my book is most similar to is the historical fiction and horror that I've read. So I was like, that's interesting because I have other elements that are like more erotic scenes or like they're in depth and yes, they do lend to the story. And yes, it is a little gratuitous because I can.
Yeah.
And like, I think that that's just part of how I write, but also I'm not going to pretend it's not, because I know that's not for everyone. But also, it's very clear that what I write is not romance, because happy endings aren't really a thing for me.
Right.
So I do have a bit of a hard time picking the genre as well.
Yeah, for mine, it started out based on the Rogue One teaser trailer. So it started out Star Wars, but which is like science fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's labeled science fantasy. I don't know what the official label for Star Wars is, but I have since completely evolved it. There's no force, but there is a religion with Lovecraftian gods and
Ooh,
stargates and secret
interesting.
societies
Mm-hmm.
and brainwashing and um, like suicide squad missions
Ooh.
of pilots and stuff. And so, like, it's definitely not hard sci-fi
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And it takes place across a solar system. But one character basically stays on one planet, but the other two are pilots, and so they're going everywhere.
Hmm.
So it's like, do I label it science fantasy? Is that a thing? Or do I have to label it sci-fi fantasy?
I was thinking about that because I'm reading, there's a Firefly series,
Mm-hmm.
and I would definitely say it's sci-fi because there aren't any of the fantastical characters.
Right. There's no
It,
space wizards.
right. But so it's definitely sci-fi. But then I was looking at another book that I'm reading, which is, I feel, is very much sci-fi. It's shelved as sci-fi, but I would say it's more sci-fi fantasy because there's a lot of other races and cultures and worlds. And even though it is very modern, here's the other thing though. I would say that Star Trek is sci-fi,
Uh-huh.
but Star Wars is sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
So I guess I kind of break it up that way.
Yeah. I'm just not sure where to go with my because it has horror elements
Mm-hmm.
in there, and there's murder, and of course there's murder, and yeah, so I'm really excited to, as my sister says, see if I can pull it off. So, like, um, yeah, I explained it to her, and she thought it was really cool. I explained it to my mother, and she's like, "Why do you want that ending?" I was like, "Because I'm me." So it's like people are gonna love or hate the ending.
That's
So,
fair. I don't know. So here's my thing. There are some kinds of endings, like, I hope no one's currently reading this. If you are, there might be spoilers. But that series from Veronica Roth, the Divergent series,
all right.
where in the last book, spoiler, but when the POV changes all of a sudden, and you know it means the main character is about to die, because
Yeah.
why else would you change the POV 2/3 of the way through a book?
Yeah.
And even as a person who, I didn't start reading fiction till I was 16, so I'd only been probably reading for about 3 years and not very much. Even as that individual, I immediately knew what was happening and was livid. I don't want to be that kind of mad. But the kind of mad where I, like there's a good kind of mad.
Uh-huh.
And I like that. Like, if I finish a book, We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I think that's a prime example for me of a book that made me feel things and made me very upset, but in such a positive way. It was not upset, but disturbed. And not disturbed as in disturbing, but just, it disturbed my calm.
Yes.
I was like, Like, I couldn't start reading another book because I was still like, whatever I tried to pick up, it was like, but what about, you know,
Yeah.
something like another thing would come to mind, and I would just be like, what about that? What about that? That's the kind of feeling, like, those are the books that I remember. Those are the books that I go back to and read again. So to me, if that's what people are like, why that ending? If it's that kind of why that ending because now I'm disturbed and I have to think about it, yes, 100% yes. Or should
So
I say 1,000 times yes.
you're reminding me of a snippet from, I think it's in the Eddie Dickens trilogy, somewhere in there, by Philip Arda. His writing voice is so funny. It's immaculate. But in it, he starts writing about point of view as he's like mid describing the scene. He's like, and now we need to switch the point of view because when the gun goes off, we don't want bullets to come out of the books and kill people in the libraries and the bookstores around the world. Therefore, we must change point of view. And then it continues and the gun goes off.
So it's kind of Lemony
Yes.
Snickety.
Yes.
There's a new book coming out from Lemony Snicket too.
Oh.
I know. I saw it on the list, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video about that because a few books that are coming out this year that I'm like excited about, that I'm like, I'm going to read that. But yeah, that's an interesting point of view though, because I haven't seen that specific one before, or like I've only, like, that would be the second author that I've read that, or that I will have read, that does that. So I'm intrigued by this. Let's see. Yes, yes, he is. Indeed, indeed.
He literally carries the hero.
He does. He does. When literally is not used out of context.
Exactly.
Chandra, have you looked into Pitch Wars since you seem to be stuck re-editing? This is a great mentor program that helps with that, then helps you query to aid. You know, I looked at it a little bit ago, but I haven't actually dug deep into it. And I think part of that is because it's important with Pitch Wars to make sure that you find a mentor that, like, mentors for your specific genre. So if you don't know your genre, like, very clearly, then that would be a problem. But yes, I have looked into it vaguely, but I think once I am 100% like, this is the right genre, these are my subgenres, these are my comp titles, once I can say that 100% with certainty, then I would be comfortable entering Pitch Wars. But you raise good points. And I didn't even think about it from that perspective of, like, not getting stuck in the re-editing. So again, Hannah, you have confirmed my impulse, which is I need other people to see what I'm doing to be like, yes, good, or no, bad, and this genre, and then I can proceed. Happy endings are always optional. Yes. Some overcome, some succumb. Yes. No need to apologize for the caps, because I feel like the way that it morphed into caps was apropos.
It reminds me of the writing craft book, Writing in the Dark by Tim Wagner.
Ooh,
he goes over, I can't remember if it's 8 or 9 different endings that horrors can have.
Ooh, I'm
really cool.
Writing in the Dark?
Yes. I'm trying to find it on my bookshelf.
Also because... There it is.
I'll get it and I'll read them really quick.
Ooh, yes, please. I think I'm adding this to my TBR. But also, I think now that I've realized that I read more horror than I realized I was, it would be good for me to consider what elements of my story are actually considered horror. And I think I need to read more horror so I'm more familiar with those elements. No need to apologize. That did not, I mean, even if it did come across as sassy, like bring your sassy self over here. We love it.
I didn't get sass, but I love sass.
Right? I just know I tend to edit a lot too, and we sound the same from what you were saying. Yeah, no need to apologize. Bring all that sass around here. And I really didn't take it that way. I just take it like, I'm honestly the kind of person where like my friends will be like, hey, this is obviously what you're doing, and don't just cry about it. Take some action. Here's some action, and I appreciate you.
All right, so chapter 9 in this book is the different horror endings. So he calls the main character the poor bastard. So
I love it.
it's called The Poor Bastard Conquers Hell. The poor bastard is eternally damned. The poor bastard escapes with severe wounds and scars. The poor bastard is transformed by hell. The poor bastard carries hell with him. Or the poor bastard drags others to hell or brings hell to them. Or the last one is the poor bastard becomes the devil. So those are the different endings that he has found so far. And it gives lengthier descriptions about each one.
I need to order this book.
This is my... So I gave Anatomy of Prose a 10. I give this one a 9 out of 10. Like, these are my top 2 favorite writing craft books.
So before I order this, do you have your affiliate links set up?
They're not working.
What? No. What? I was gonna say I would go to your channel. It wouldn't let you.
It wouldn't let you like make a list of products to put in a description.
Oh, so try this. I did this actually today because I was sending something to my friend to ask him a question about it, and I was like, "Hey, this thing," and then I went in and I like clicked on a product from just like from my phone and hit the share button, and it said copy associate link or share non-associate link.
Nice.
And that was for my phone, so maybe see if that works. But yes, because I would like to go through the link on your channel because you've already given me so many great recommendations, and I want to make sure that when I'm buying all these things that are being recommended to me by author tubers, that those author tubers are getting a little bit of sprinkle.
Also, so I'm part of a Women in Horror, Ladies in Horror Discord group. And we have just created a study group for this book that's starting in July.
Ooh, in July? So what you're saying is I should go ahead and order it now, and the next time you have the link, I will buy things that way?
So if you want to join the Women in Horror Discord group and join the study group, it would be awesome.
I would love that. Also, it's funny because I feel like I'm expanding the genres that I write in.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least, I guess I could say these are my genres and these are my subgenres. I need to maybe like condense it so that when I introduce what I'm... Hi, Dobby.
Hi, kitty.
No?
I am now your purse.
He said no. I was going to let him just like chill, but he was about to like make mincemeat out of my arms. So I was like, maybe no. Yeah, I would love that. And I think, yeah, I'm going to be refining my genres a bit more and by expanding them, which is interesting. I like it.
Yeah. Like my first genre was sci-fi, and then I switched to horror, and now this one is going to be a combo.
Oh, look, sorry, this is just really funny. I love it when I get stuff like this because, so before I had my writing channel, I actually had a tarot channel, so I'm going to put this up here so we can read it and get a little giggle. I send angels to wage attacks permanently against all demons and their worshippers by mightiest name. I'm not going to read that part because I don't want to be disrespectful, but basically they're praying to banish me. Thank you. We're going to block them as well, though. That was a little too sassy. It just cracks me up when people are like that invested in like going to places where they see things that they don't like to like declare very loudly that they do not like the things that they see.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, good times. And then back to the horror and the study group. I've never done a study group in that way. Is this
Me
your
neither.
first? No, okay. I was gonna say, well, that'll be something interesting because I didn't even know that existed, and yeah, that sounds fun. Shall we do another sprint?
Sure.
Okay. What will you be working on?
What am I gonna be doing? Maybe I should work on my Headless Horseman one some more.
Ooh, I like that one. I
Yeah.
really do like that one. And we're gonna do the fireplace timer. So share. I'm excited about this Headless Horseman. And then I think I'm gonna actually edit a little bit because I need to get this finished before camp so that after camp I can hand it over. And I will also remember to do sound because I'm a good noodle. Okay, share. And we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. That was sprint number 3. Woo! That went fast.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Okay. I made a couple little tweaks and finally started writing again where I left off. I had to go find a thesaurus online to figure out another word for the word visit, so I didn't have it 2 sentences in a row.
That is a tough one.
Like visiting a grave. Like, what would you call that?
I feel like you would have to reword the whole sentence to do it.
No. So I ended up
attending
with
one's grave. Attending a grave. Is that what you used?
Yep. A grave no one attends.
Ah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So out here reading minds, as I do.
Heck yeah.
Let us see. What else? We have, Jabria. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome, and no worries. Oh, good. You're here now. That's what matters. Let's see. It did go
Holy
fast.
cow.
That's awesome. Great job. And the new bed is assembled. Beds.
Yay.
Oh, multiple beds are assembled. Realized I need Chihuahua stairs. That is fair. Grief, you call it grief.
Well, it's the fact that nobody has gone to the grave, so nobody has visited. So I guess nobody has grieved. But the one who is grieving isn't allowed to come.
Oh. So it's still grieved, it's just not attended, literally.
Yeah.
But that is good, though, ungrieved grave. I like that.
That's cool.
75 words, a shower, and a mug of milk tea. That sounds delightful and productive. Read a few more pages on 94 out of 350. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's if I math correctly, that's 14 pages. I believe I did the numbers. So I spent the first little bit of that sprint writing on some of my notebook covers what exactly is in them, because some of them have multiple story ideas that where I started an outline and then I was like, I'm probably not going to do anything with that, and I moved on and did another outline in the book, and it's growing into things, so I'm going to use the rest of the space for that, but it's still got story ideas. I actually ended up also getting another notebook where I can move the story ideas into that notebook so that I can, they won't just take up space. I can continue to fill up the other notebooks with stuff and outline in them. But I can also go back to the story ideas book and draw ideas from there over into a book to outline. And then I did all of that because I couldn't find the outline for what I'm currently editing, which is what I needed, because I had a character who I just put in HH, which is the initials from another character in another book. If you know, you know.
My first thought is Harryhausen.
It is not, but that's a good guess. And if you know that one, put it in the comments.
Harry Houdini.
It is also not. That's an excellent guess. And so I couldn't leave it because I felt like it's too obvious. And given
Henry
it's
Haith.
Henry the Haith.
Yes.
I like it. That's so great. But I wish I was that clever.
That's how my brother would play Scrabble.
That's hilarious. So I had that character who is HH. I had another character who was just XXX because it didn't have a name. And then I had a character who was just Mr. and then his last name, which doesn't work because it's a very personal situation. So I needed to write about him using his first name. And I didn't know what it was. So then I had to go and figure out, okay, what names have I already used? Because the first name that came to mind was James, and I could not because James is a background character, very minor character, but still. And so I settled. Now these two will be a couple, so I need thoughts and opinions. David Marshall and Egan McCabe.
That's cool.
That's what I came up with. That's what I did. That's everything. I probably edited the first 2 paragraphs to start changing everything over.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that, which means I can finish. Oh, I did also go back and clean up. So I realized that I'd used XXX 3 times in this book, and each of those 3 times it represented a different character.
No.
I know. I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't do a Find the Place because that would have been trouble. But
so when I was drafting Anthropomorphagus last Nano, or was it April? I think it was April, whatever. I have the main character who creates, like, transforms people into cannibal monsters. And so we have, like, the government man who's coming after him. So the antagonist to my protagonist, even though like, it's kind of a villain. But anyway, I just called him Mr. Slick because he has slicked back hair.
Oh, I like
so
it.
It's like, so that's what my main character didn't know his name yet. So he just referred to him as Mr. Slick. And so finally he like stole the ID card and was like, crap, now I gotta come up with the actual name.
That's hilarious. But also such a big move because like, it do be like that sometimes. I read another book. It's very similar. If you've read any Janet Ivanovich, it's similar style, but it's like set in a casino. And it's by a separate author, but they have very similar writing styles. So they're both like super fun series. And there are 2 guys in there that are like security, and one is no hair, and the other one I think is no teeth.
Yeah.
And they're referred to as no hair and no teeth throughout the book, and it's like, I mean, it's funny when you're reading it too because it becomes part of their persona, but it's like also like you see how the writing convenience of it became part of the story, and it's like I like it. I still like it.
Mm-hmm.
It
I also like in the Star Trek reboot, Cupcake. That's the name of the security guy. Yeah.
But I mean, it's also
I have no idea what his real name is.
It makes sense to me because like in real life, when you don't know someone's name, you have these things that you make up to call them.
Yeah.
And then it sticks. I know one of my friends I have a nickname for, and it's a pretty common name. So there are other people that I interact with who have the same name. My only problem is it's not appropriate for me to call all the people that I meet that same name by the nickname that I have for my friend. And I've almost done that, like, you know, like I open my mouth and the words are literally upon the point. And I'm like, hi, friend.
Yeah.
You will not be saying the thing. Let's see. I have 2 notebooks that are brand new, but they're pretty. So you know what I did? I ordered more notebooks just so I won't mess those up. That is the biggest move. So these are my like actual writing notebooks. And the thing is, I was trying to find more of these. So this is one series that I started outlining in here. There's 2 different series in here, so I just wrote them on the title. And then I have this one. And then I have
Wednesday Christmas horror.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I should share that one with you. I think you would find it very fun. I don't know if I'm necessarily. I haven't finished fleshing out the idea. Christmas horror, get it? Flesh. Anyway.
Gingerbread flesh.
But I think it would be a really fun story. But I also have a whole second set of notebooks over here that are my like pretty journals that I don't want to mess up. And then I got the new. I showed them already, but the brown ones that are like it's like a cardboardy type cover that you can still draw on. And I like that because then you can just like turn it into whatever.
Mine's just a very thick bullet journal.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Multiple projects in that thing.
And that's where I'm trying to refine. So this is the other type of notebook that I have, but this one's just story ideas, and I just kind of drew on the cover with my new felt marker pens. But I'm going to move all the partial story ideas over to here. And then once I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to outline this, then I'll move it into one of the other side books. And I'm going to try to outline either by series or genre and try to keep them more together. Because it's getting kind of hard to find stuff. And yeah, that's a problem. Also, I have a stack of books like up to here to the side of like unused journals or notebooks, some partially used journals and notebooks. It's chaos. There's chaos. I feel you. You got to keep the pretty ones pretty. Like it's, and then like you just like you actually get another notebook where you write out everything that's going to go in the pretty journal. Do you do that too? Do we have the same problems? Like I said earlier about my June. The card I kept pulling concerning it is the Three of Sky or Swords, which is in Mystic Cats. Which in the Mystic Cats, I'm sorry, I can't read. Do not engage in petty disagreements or associate with people who cause drama. Be wary of giving up your principles to belong to a group.
Good advice.
Reach. In traditional tarot, the Three of Swords is a card overcoming difficult people or hardships. Calmer waters are ahead after the storm. Yes, love it. I finally made the decision of a book I might try to publish as a standalone rather than a duology, so I need to go back and outline. Outlining is fun. That's exciting. It's nice to have a decision made because then you know what you need to do. Yay! I feel like that should be celebrated.
Yeah.
Yay, Chandra. On the words, but XXX for 3 people. Oh no, yeah, I know. I'm glad it only came up in 3 different places, but it was still 3 different people. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't do a find replace. I tend to use Sam or Anne, but then I wrote books with Sam and Anne as characters, and then when I subbed, it messed everything. Oh yeah, yep. That's a mood. And I do have like another character by like one of those names. That's the thing. I have, because it's historical fiction, a lot of the characters have those very simple classic names.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already had to go back in and change one because I had a character named Martha, but there are so many M's in the story. And I was like, this is too much. This is not working.
I had a Galu and a Gallo as last names for 2 different characters. I was like, no, they're 1 letter different. I can't do it.
Yeah, that would and chaos followed.
Yeah, I even messed up the last names in 3 spots in the book. I was like, turn it.
Oh no. Dowdy Carrot is the character sub name in a book I'm drafting. I like that. Actually is funny. I don't know if it stays in there, or you can switch it around. Ask Tarot, should I try trad publish the project or follow my self-publishing path? Let us find out with the vice versa tarot. Let's see. First card to come out is the King of Cups. The first thing I notice about this card is that the king is in the dark, like it's night. Usually the reverse is night and the front of the card is day, but in this case it is night. But the water around is calm. So that speaks to me of like the internal, the quiet being calm and clear and not chaotic. We also have the sword, the Ace of Swords. Seizing the day, there's a crown. This is air, this is logic, a new course, a new way of thinking. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're changing course, but it is a new way of viewing a situation. So think of it as leveling up, but then you're starting a new flight of stairs to go up again. So this is a new path in that way. It may be looking at something, just a change of perspective in general is what I'm trying to say. But there's, the emotions are calm and it's a new perspective. See if we've got anything else to say on this subject. The immediate thing that comes to mind as well on this subject is the question you're asking is either or, but it doesn't have to be an either or, in that there's a lot of things that if you're trad published, you'd still have to do, even if you were self-published, and vice versa. So what are those commonalities? And so maybe you continue down your path of preparing to self-publish while you're querying the book. Like, you don't necessarily have to do any of the things that would have additional cost, but all the other things that you can do to prepare, you go ahead and start on those. We also have the Star card, which is Aquarius in reverse. There's gold and silver, but again, she's pouring from both of these at the same time. This is like yes and no, on and off, right and left, masculine, feminine. It's balance. And there's also the ethereal figure standing there. So it's like spirit guides, and then the stars falling, which is like your wishes granted. So, also there's the rose. And for me in this deck, the rose is symbolic of relationships and love. So you are loved and supported in your decision. It doesn't have to be either or, but I feel like there's something that's calling to your spirit, like your guide, something that, like a guided message that you will understand very clearly, that will let you know which way you should go. But to be open, by not saying I will only trad publish or I will only self-publish, but like I said before, following through, getting the things done that you can do without having a decision on that, but then acting as if. And something something will clarify that in the course of the journey. We also have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this is quite a bit clearer. So here's what I'm getting. It looks more like Tread Publishing to me, like, because there's a guy in the tower up here releasing a bird, and she's holding a bird down here, and it's like they're matched, they're a pair, and this is almost the end of the journey, as in like you're looking for that connection, both of you separately, but you still have the work that you can do in order to be ready for this connection to happen and things to fall into place, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Would you like any clarifications, or do you have any additional questions? This is also a really pretty spread when all the cards are up together. Let me do that so you can see what I'm seeing. I think it's really pretty. There we go. Yeah. Also at the top of the deck, I just think it's funny, the Eight of Swords shows up. And this card for me always is, you feel like there's obstacles in your way, and the swords are there, yes, but really there's nothing holding you back. Like your enemies are already gone. The obstacles are already like in the process of being removed. Even if they seem like they're still there, you're free to move forward and make progress. Most definitely. You are welcome. I've hit a lull in writing. Should I get back into an established work in progress or plunge into starting a new project? Let's see. Ooh. Oh, excuse me very much. The deck is feeling very talkative right now. We start off with the Ten of Swords. And then we have the Nine of Swords. So there's a sense of overwhelm and defeat. Like maybe you felt defeated with the last project that you worked on, and like this is kind of your feelings toward it. Like it's all been overcome. It's got all these swords sticking out of it, and you're over here like looking at it like, ugh. So there's there's an eclipse happening in this. So it's like a major shift in energy. And then here, even when you wake up in the morning, it's like weighing on you heavily. Okay. Oh, okay. We have the Moon card, which is also Cancer. But also, so in the back, so again, the Moon being blacked out. So it's a really big shift in energy. But then also you can see the towers on either sides, where you can usually, like, this is as an approach for the tower moment. But I'm sorry, is that Cancer? No, this is Pisces. So it's a feeling. This is a feeling. But the tower does not change anything to do with the tower. The tower energies, you're seeing it from the back of the tower. So from the front of the tower, it looks like they're very imposing. They're like, oh, how am I gonna face this? But from the back of the tower, you can see that there's hollow. There's nothing in there to fear. We also have Cancer in reverse. So this is, or the Chariot rather, which is also Cancer, but it also represents movement. We have that followed by the Eight of Pentacles. And from this perspective, you can see that what he's crafting is ethereal. It's not physical. The other side of this is the physical, but this side is the spirit realm. So this is like when it's just an idea. There's nothing tangible necessarily to hold on to. And then we have the Lovers in reverse. So this is balance. Go with the one that gives you the feeling of movement, the one that you feel hopeful about. So this sounds like starting on a new project. I'm not usually this specific, but we're getting real specific today. You don't have anything to be afraid of. The other project isn't going anywhere, one, and whatever gets you to that feeling of movement is going to propel you forward. And as you work on the thing that's in your head, you'll be able to come into better balance with yourself. Versus the other option is you stay stuck. You feel stuck, you work on the thing that is not in that movement, and then it takes you longer to get unstuck because ultimately you just loop back through this cycle, this pattern, and the feeling is overwhelmed. Maybe where you are with the project that you have, the work in progress is it's overwhelming. And this is, I'm spitballing here. This doesn't have anything to do with the cards. This is just me. It's like, you don't have to do that by yourself. So set aside the work in progress, start on something new, but also keep in mind that you can find someone to support you on the other project if it's something that you still really care about and you want to bring into the world. Don't let it smother you, is what I'm getting. It's just my feeling. See? Sounds about right. The work in progress needs a complete overhaul, and just the thought of how much more I need to do to get it to where I want it now is terrifying. Yeah, then start on something new, something that gives you the feeling of movement, and take what you learned from the previous project and go forward. Because honestly, maybe what gets you through the first project is something that you learned from writing the second project. No point in bullying yourself through something that you're not enjoying. Like, I want to write it, but I don't think I'm at a place right now that I can do it justice. You're welcome. You are so welcome. Anytime. Let's see. It is a standalone. I started before querying it while working on my series that I would have self-published the first book. So yeah, I still think keep doing, don't stop the work that you would do in order to self-publish it. I wouldn't necessarily put any money into it, but everything that you can do for that book without necessarily spending the money, I would do. But don't stop querying it either. It feels like the connection is that you've already done so much work to get it ready that by the time this connection happens, it's like boom, bing, bang, boom. But it's also like in order to like if you don't do the work, then you get to the connection and they're like here and they're like, oh, we're looking for something that's pretty much ready to go. And then you're like down here and you're just like not quite ready to go. But they're like, now we need it to be ready. So don't let that catch you flat footed. That makes sense.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
For this sci-fi, this is my third attempt to draft it in 3 years.
Okay.
Okay. Should I incorporate what I tried to write the first time? Or should I just let that lie and start over?
Should you incorporate what you already have or start over from scratch?
Yeah. Like I have two things that I started. I have the 22K and then I have the 10K.
Okay.
And the 10K I think is a good place to start, but should I incorporate that 22K or just let it fly off into the into the cloud and stay as a remnant of old?
The Revenant of Old?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. You are welcome, and I'm happy to hear that. It's good to have like to feel that like boost of confidence and know where to go. So I'm happy to help. Let us see. Are we scratching it? Are we? Ooh. All right, we've got the Emperor. This time it's not in reverse. So the world seated on the throne, that full masculine energy, the doing, but also with the balance of the feminine in hand, with the creative power and the world being your oyster. He also has the symbol for feminine on the third eye crown. And then we get strength. Oh, also, this is Leo energy, so the center of attention, but also with regards to something specific in this case. But there's like that. There is the strength, but also like in this card, the lion is not the strength. She is.
Mm-hmm.
She's tamed the lion. So it looks like you are using all the cards just jumped out. You are using everything that you have because 1, you're strong enough. 2, the world is your oyster and you have that creative power. And then we get temperance. This is such a maybe reading. It's like, here's what the card said, Laura. Here's what they said. First of all, you have the tools, you have the power, you're strong enough. Use discernment. There's stuff that you need from both of them to make this story right. Be temperate about it. Don't overdo it. Don't grab all of this and all of that and just yeet them all together. That's not what we're talking about here. Is there anything else? It keeps wanting to like dump out like 15 cards and we're not here for it. Like, thank you, but no thank you. Let's stay on topic. I feel like there's a tangent in there that it's like, but what about? No. We're not doing it. Is there anything else that you have to say on the topic?
Is this a standalone?
Is this a standalone?
Or is this going to be a duology? This thing is going to be thick.
For some reason, Brick House just popped into my head.
Ah,
Not saying that's from the cards or not.
my mom likes to sing that song sometimes.
Oh, that's so funny. You have anything else to say about if this should be a standalone or not? Now's the time to let us know. Please and thank you. Okay, so
It's going to be a nothing.
It's funny because what popped into my head after I was like, can you please let a girl know? Have you seen The Nanny?
No.
There's a part in The Nanny where the Niles, the butler, they ask him, I don't remember what they ask him, but he goes, she's a brick house. Mighty, mighty. I think you're going to have a really thick book. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And like literally no cards have popped out. So
Let's go for a thick one.
who was talking about sass up in here? That's pretty much all we got is sass. Now I just need to outline it and start the drafting. Whoop, whoop. We're here for it.
Awesome.
Yes, yes. It's going to be a new adult dark fantasy. Ooh, that's exciting.
Cool.
Start singing Brick House. Absolutely. I love it. Piper, thank you for sharing. Y'all don't mind me, I'm hunting down photos to use to make the cover for the book my brain doesn't want me to write. Honestly, making covers is a great way to bring together all the ideas that you have for a story. So I feel like that counts as productivity. Like, fight me. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why I'm being so saucy today. I think maybe it's the cards. Do we have any other questions? I feel like I'm on a roll. We could do another one.
So I originally had one POV with a brother. And then I had an epiphany. And it's like 3 POVs.
Okay.
So now I'm wondering, should it just be 2 POVs?
So how many POVs are we doing here?
Yeah.
Laura would like to know how many POVs should be in the story. Please. I'm not even going to say don't be sassy because I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. Please and thank you. That's what I meant to say. So, okay, so here's the reason we were singing Brick House. There's a cornucopia back here.
Yeah.
It's the Page of Pentacles. Okay, these came out in this order. We have the Hermit, which is some solitary energy. There's a couple snakes in here.
That's Lucian, probably.
Because we were talking about POVs. And then we also have, this card is for me, for always. Nero fiddled while Rome burned. That is the name of this card. It is not the Four of Swords. It is Nero fiddled while Rome burned. What does that mean?
That is my Oracle Priestess, probably. He's
So
getting visions at the end of the world.
there's a lot here. Are there any other? So who's the page? Is the page someone specific, or is the page the project in general?
What is the page?
That is
Because my third POV is somebody who was a pilot for basically the Empire because the rebels killed off their family. And so they go on a suicide squad to try and take out the rebels.
Oh, well, that makes sense then, because the cornucopia is behind them and it's empty.
Okay.
So the best is behind them in a way, but then they're also looking at this opportunity. Like, this is all they have.
Yeah.
So you do have the 3 POVs. Or you could take that to mean that there is a brick house mighty mighty, because instead of it being one giant book, it could be a series longer than duology, which is why the negatory ghostwriter on that mum's the word.
No! Stand alone!
I'm sorry.
This is going to be my standalone sci-fi debut with Lovecraft and Red Rising.
It could still be a standalone. I'm like telling you this, so you don't believe what I'm saying. I'm gonna say it anyway. It could be a standalone, but there's 3 different, like, each book, however it happens, is from each of their perspective, but they stand alone. Like,
That's what my sister said. Companion novels.
Ah, yeah. I'm sorry.
What have you done?
I'm so sorry. The death card. What I'm getting is there goes that idea. Like, it's the end of a cycle, and like, but also with ends come new beginnings. So
write 3 books.
whatever you thought you were going to do, that's the end of that.
No!
I'm sorry. Why am I mean? I didn't mean it. That's why it was like so quiet, because otherwise I would have just said yes. Especially when they've been so talkative tonight. Aren't you glad you asked?
I don't know.
Remains to be seen. Let's see. Here for it. Good, because apparently we're just going. We're just going with it. One more question for the new project. It's equal parts romance and magic realism. Should I prioritize the romance plot or keep the romance as a subplot? Could easily go either way at the moment. Are we prioritizing romance or letting it be a subplot? Let us see. What shall we do? Are we prioritizing romance, or is it a subplot? I'm not gonna say anything else snarky, because these cards be talking today. Just be up in here. Ooh.
30 cards.
Yes. Actually, yes. And what did I say about the sass? Simmer down, y'all. Romance or realism? It's a real simple question.
It's a horror.
Please and thank you. Is it because I'm not saying please and thank you enough? The cards are like giving me back sass. That's what I get for not minding my manners. Okay. Romance is dead.
It looks painful.
Is there anything else on this romance? That sounds like a little bit more magical realism to me, just from looking at the Ten of Swords. But it's also completing a cycle. So is there some kind of cycle that's being exemplified in your story that this could be referring to? Anything further on the romance? The Devil. So this is Capricorn. I don't know if one of your characters may be a Capricorn, but it also has the Lovers chained to a block. So it's this being tied to something that no longer serves you. Also, I'd like to point out that the Ten of Swords came out first, and the Capricorn, which has the Lovers on it, came out second. So it seems like that should be more secondary, but also in some way, this romance subplot or something to do with that, they're tied to something that no longer serves them. I don't know if that's each other or something else in the story, but I also have the Eight of Cups just pop up. So this is like relationships with self, specifically inner child, and like introspection. So maybe there's like a childhood trauma that's no longer serving. Ooh, so it's saying they're on different pages. So one of them has an inner child wound, something that happened to them in the past that they're tied to that no longer serves them. And the other one, ooh, and maybe that one is a Cancer sign. And the other one, you can see the Cancer is in the cups here, and it's kind of wandering away. And they're sitting on the beach away from the cups, which is what they thought they had, but they don't actually have what they thought they had. So something about the relationship is not working. It's a subplot, and it creates more tension to help propel the story along for the main course. Let me know if you need any clarification. That was concise once we got down to the point. I meant please and thank you. I'm working on an adult fantasy. Ooh, love it. I also write adult fantasy, so love, love, love. The first two books are companion, doable. Like it. My 3 cards for today were Page of Wands, 3 of Swords, Inverse Queen of Pentacles. Page of Wands, so passionate energy, 3 of Swords, some kind of mental conflict, maybe in the romance sphere or a relationship sphere. For me, that usually means there's a 3-party situation with something, but not all of the parties are aware necessarily, so not on the same page. And sounds like this is the same situation we were talking about earlier to me. Like not being an energetic match for the people who are trying to be around you. And it's like affecting your energy at this point. You don't want that. This is me creating Pinterest boards for my projects. I can spend hours creating a vibe for a project to procrastinate actually writing it. That is not procrastination. That is creation. And do not dog on the Pinterest boards. That is all I have to say about that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I have a whole video about how I talk about how this is really a good practice and everyone should make mood boards for their projects. So fight me.
I made a Pinterest board for Anthropophagus and then created a collage desktop wallpaper so
Love
that
it.
I could see it all the time as I was drafting.
I love that. See, it's useful.
It was melging my deep woods with mushrooms that gush bloody fluid, which are real. They're called devil's tooth mushrooms. They have no idea what the red fluid is. And then also like futuristic cityscapes and then like cannibal creatures. So it was really fun.
Wait, when is this coming out or has it already come out?
No. It's a novel, so no.
Oh, I need that in my life, so
I'll get back to it after my sci-fi.
this is me like running around on AuthorTube, like pestering my friends to finish their stories that I'm obsessed with the idea of. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to like finish that.
Okay. My problem with making these companions instead of one big brick house is the ending.
Mm-hmm.
If I combined the the one rebel pilot and the oligarchy pilot into one book, so there's two POVs, do I have to end it before the ending of my Oracle Priestess so it doesn't give away the grand finale? Because would people want to read my second book if they already know the grand finale?
That they don't necessarily have to know like how it all came to be. It's like with all these books that are written from like Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, they're rewriting it from the other perspectives.
But I feel like those endings aren't as divisive as mine is gonna be. People are gonna love it or hate it. And I don't know.
I'm getting possibility here. This is the Sun card. Look on the bright side.
Okay.
Like right now I'm a refrigerator magnet. Look on the bright side. Sorry. But there is that. And oh my gosh, the sass today. The sass. Oh, but also, okay, so there's something that we're not seeing here. And by we, I mean me specifically. This is the same card. It's come up twice for the same question-ish, like adjacent. There's the two POVs here, and this is the third POV in the back.
Yes. That's the Oracle Priestess on the horse.
So there's like a false reveal. And then like the big reveal comes later. So they get like a bit of satisfaction, like in a way that it stands alone, that they can read it and they'll be like, oh, that's awesome. But then when they go, if they go and they read the next one, they're like, oh, I didn't see that before. And that's the trick of it, is that they weren't supposed to see that before. They were supposed to see enough of it that it was like still the vibe. But the earth-shattering comes later.
Okay.
No, that's perfect. Bonus points to the cards for helping me with some characterization I didn't know I needed to.
Yay!
That's because they sassy. I make collages of pictures for my computer background during each problem. That's cool. I like it. That's a great idea. That sounds like a video where you share with people how you do that, maybe. I would watch it. ASMR or shuffling cards? Yes.
Of shuffling cards, yeah, for sure.
And the first book with the micro finale, and then a quest took new machine assignment.
Just exactly what's gonna have to happen if I don't want to give away the giant reveal at the end.
I'm loving this. Your mock cover done. When I get paid Monday, it's off to my cover designer. Yay, that's exciting. That's
Awesome.
very exciting. All right. Y'all, I feel like we've done some solid work today. We've gone through a lot of questions. So I really enjoyed this. This gives me like a break from like focusing on my stories, but also I just really enjoy reading for you all and hearing the questions and the answers that come and just all of that. So thank you so much for coming. Would we like to do a little wrap-up sprint, or are we done for the night? What do you think, Laura?
I think I'm good. My brain
Has things to process.
like I think I have to write the dueling pilot dual POV book up to the wrap up and then the call to come over and then do the Oracle Priestess and then once they come over and then the big finale as the companion book.
I like it. But it will still be like where they could read it and it stands alone, but there's also the opening for more to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a book. I don't know if it's exactly the same. Well, no, I think this could be work. If you need some inspiration, Sunshine by Robin McKinley. It's a standalone book, but the ending is such that at any point the author could come back and write a sequel, a companion. What honestly, her options are wide open, and it is one of my favorite books of all time. So, and it is
Vampires.
Yes, like you've never seen them before.
I've never seen a vampire.
Exactly. Yeah, no,
because I only look in mirrors.
It's such a good book, though. It's one of the probably 3 that I recommend to everyone all the time. Not everyone all the time, but like I'm like, do you like this stuff? Okay. So urban fantasy, vampires. What do you think? Also, like I'm like, please read it so I can talk to you about it.
We have always lived on the castle in my queue. So
I'm so excited. Coming. I'm so excited. I don't even have to say like come talk to me when you're finished with it because I know you will. Like it's that good. Ooh, I'm so excited. Okay. All right, so we are going to wrap up because we've done it all today. Thank you all so much for joining. Laura, would you like to do an outro? Oh my gosh, I got directions right.
My name is Laura Nettles. I have a channel name called Laura Nettles where I document my writing journey. I have 8 short story flash fictions slated to be published or already published this year. Well, one of them is next year. And then I will be documenting this apparently 2-book sci-fi for July's camp. So come hang out. It'll be great. And I also have a video on tips for writing descriptions if you need any writing craft advice that you can take or leave. So that's fun.
I'm about to go get on that because I do need that. I do be needing that. All right, y'all. My name is Chandra. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us on the stream and chat and ask questions, answer questions, just generally get stuff done together. I have so enjoyed having you all here. I write historical fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, and apparently some horror sprinkled in there. I also talk about reading, writing, all things books in my other videos that I stream on Tuesday nights, twice a month on YouTube, twice a month on Twitch. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Also, yes, check out these wonderful people, Laura's delightful channel. Check out Charlie. If you have a channel as well, like ping me and let me know because we could definitely put something.
Maggie has a channel.
Who does?
Maggie.
Maggie. Okay. Yes. I'll put Maggie's channel as well. Maggie has this wonderful kitten tarot deck that's what she was talking about in the comments as well. So that is wonderful. Thank you all so much for coming. I have enjoyed it immensely, and we'll be back not next week, but the following week. Next week we'll be on Twitch. So if you want to come on Twitch, do that. It'd be awesome to have you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.